pushes a law like that, devil. Bill Gates, devil. Fauci, devil. You just know it because you already know what they're coming for. Like the brother mentioned at the start of the camp, it still vexes me. I still get mad because I know that their plan somewhat is gonna have some success because they still gonna get Jake to fall for that shit. And I still care about people, but to know that Jake it's a mass plan to massacre Jake, that still vexes me. Yeah. It's no different from Heron, I keep forgetting, and Esther. He put out a kill order for all Jake.
Haman.
In the provinces, man. That's all coming back, and we're being targeted, man.
Yep.
This is Psalms chapter 12, verse 5. For the oppression of the poor, for the sighing of the needy, now will I rise, saith the Lord. I will set him in safety from him that puffeth at you.
So now the Lord arises because the original point you made, which I can't remember. But now that's when the Lord arises. The sign of the needy, the cry of the oppressor. Crying out like, Lord, how long? Because this devil is coming to kill and destroy everything. And he got our faces on his platter. Okay? He's like, I want them guys. Yeah. Why is he going so hard and above and beyond to convince our people to take this shot, man? That's right. Wicked. That's wicked. And he's paying these so-called top celebrities to go for it. They're not doing it of their own will. You think they just decided, you know what, my people are scared. Let me go before. No, they paying you motherfuckers. And you got a lot of sellouts of our people. That's right. And they the biggest sodomites in the business. They're the biggest sellouts in the business. Yep. You know, that annoys, that vexes you to see that there's an active plan to destroy as many Israelites as possible, or to poison as many Israelites as possible, and they're coming to your own people and forcing and paying them off to filthy lucre, paying them to get our people set up, man. And then, go ahead.
You know what's funny? Watching Tariq Nasheed the other day, and he was talking about how Hank Aaron dropped dead after he got that vaccine.
Yep.
And he was talking about how basically Esau been wanting to kill Hank Aaron. Because Hank Aaron broke Babe Ruth records and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they been wanting to get him for that. You know? So they used the perfect guinea pig. Got that nigga.
And if I may add on that too, I was watching the news, and the news got it on there, oh, he didn't die from the corona. And the news is trying to say this, like, what y'all gotta say this for? If they know everybody's suspect and shit.
Shows you the hypocrisy of these damn devils. Because when people was dying, alright, when people died normally, but because they had a runny nose or something, they said we gotta mark that as COVID. There's a chance, so that's a case he died of COVID. Anybody that dies at this point is COVID. What happened to the argument, well, wait a minute, just because he died doesn't mean he had COVID? That went out the window. But now when people are dying weeks and days after they get the shot, oh, that doesn't mean the shot killed them. Well, why isn't that same logic dealing with COVID is being applied to the shot, showing you this man's the devil? Because back then, if you said, well, listen, just because somebody dies doesn't mean they have COVID, they'll shut you down, they'll take your video down. Now you got people dying from a 6 months rushed shot, okay? Which they don't even know what's gonna do to you. People dying, you would think that if they truly cared about you, they would have that same attitude and say, well, wait a second, to be safe, we have to say that this person died as a potential due to the shot. Now all of a sudden it's not the same anymore. You see how this devil operates, man? Yeah. This man's a damn snake. I've been wanting to do a video on that, but I already know they're gonna take that shit down. I know for a fact. So I'm gonna say, wait a minute, when people died before, you marked it all as COVID to be safe. But now people dying after they getting a shot, but you're not gonna take that same approach? You a fucking snake.
No, it was natural causes.
Yeah, it could have been anything. Wait, you didn't say that before? You see, this man's a damn devil, man.
Yeah.
Then, like, I was doing research. The main killer, the thing that's really killing people right now is heart attacks right now. And, like, it's like, why they label that as if somebody have a heart attack, they'll label that as COVID.
Exactly.
They die from COVID.
Push the agenda.
Yep. But now when somebody died from a shot, oh, that doesn't mean it's the shot. That's bullshit, man. This man's a snake.
They had motherfuckers falling off of ladders and dying, and they called it COVID.
Yeah.
Like toe tagged them as it's COVID.
And they said it too.
And they pay people.
And that's because when you do the research, there is an incentive from hospitals to do that. They incentivize them immediately. They said for every COVID so-called patient, we're giving you $12,000, and everybody that goes on a ventilator, which has been proven to be poor treatment and actually killing patients, will give you another $12,000, some $36,000 or something like that. So that's an incentive to mark everybody as that. Okay, that's an incentive. So and just like the Edomite said, if you know anything about medical field, you would know that money is always, made to be a determining factor on, has an influence on judgment from hospitals and stuff. That's why you got a whole section of doctors saying, this is BS, I'm putting our foot down. But they get censored like crazy.
Yeah.
So man, bottom line, we can see through this man's plan. We know what's coming, okay? Y'all had the last week's scripts. I'm trying to think of one. Kept bouncing around.
Verse 28.
Oh, you got it.
I don't know what verse it is.
It's probably towards the bottom. It got to be towards. Oh, I know what it is. It's 20, chapter 26, verse 24.
26, 24?
Yeah. We're telling you, man, what this devil is planning. We're telling you, man. And we're not saying, we don't have our own personal goals. Okay, we don't have a GoFundMe at the end of the every camp or everybody. Remember, donate your most to this. We don't have an agenda. We're just teaching the word because we know this is above us. It's not about our name. It's the will of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. We want to make sure we get this warning out so that when the Most High closes the door, he can say, okay, good, you did your job. Okay, now is the time of silence. Now is the time of faith. We don't have our own agenda like most of these false pastors, all right, abusing and hurting their flock in their own congregation, man. Everybody that left IUIC to make these videos, they're not happy. And they're coming with actual evidence proving to you of the corruption that's going on amongst the leadership. That's the problem, you see. And they not repentant. Their heart is,
down.
Yeah, they're doubling down. Their heart is getting hardened. All while prophecy is happening. We're in days of prophecy, and dudes still want to talk about you got to put a ring on it to have sex. You already know what type of attitude that them dudes gonna come in, right? You got to have a ring on it. First of all, you putting more burden on the man, and you oppressing the man even further. How you gonna oppress the man in Esau society? You working for Eve, man.
Yeah.
Basically, they would say you gonna need a chip to come to camp, man.
Yep. Y'all gotta get it.
Hey, if that's the case, the woman that I'm marrying, hey, she better be a virgin. Since y'all want to follow the law so much, because you technically committing adultery if she not a virgin.
That's right. When they break up families, man. Yeah.
Hypocrites, man.
Hypocrites, man. They doing their own thing, and they're being exposed left and right, man. And their bishop, he said people to go ahead and take the vax if you got to. But then when this vax came around, he said, I ain't taking that. Well, wait a minute. What about the advice you gave to the sister in your video a few months ago? Are you doing a video on that? You see, these guys don't consider the things they're saying. They're thinking about themselves. Right? That's right. Hey. You got that.
Proverbs 26 and 24. He that hated disassembled with his lips and layeth up deceit within him.
Said he that hated disassembled with his lips, meaning your Bill Gates, okay, your Anthony Fauci's, your media, your politicians. They hate you, Israel. So what do? They frame their lips to say, how can I get to them? I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna say I'm their friend. What Anthony Fauci said, my black brothers and sisters.
You devil.
Okay, snake.
You devil.
My black brothers and sisters. You framed your lips to say that.
You devil.
Okay? You saying, how can I get to them? Oh, I know exactly. Oh, I understand. I want to make sure you guys get the belts of health care. Take the shot. You need to be first in line to protect you.
Yeah.
That's being a snake.
Yeah, like in Six Flags, you got the season passes. That's what they giving the niggas, man.
Yeah.
Get right into the front line.
He that hated disassembled with his lips and layeth up deceit within him. When he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart.
That's the characteristic of the devil right there. Written in bold. The devil is not going to come to you and tell you, I'm the devil, don't trust me. He's going to do the exact opposite. Listen, I'm your friend. Put your trust on me and believe that I have your best interest in mind. But if you look at the devil's track record, you would say, oh no, you a sneaky little devil, you. But our people can't seem to get past the smiles and the soft words of this man.
Right.
You got to see past that, man.
Lack of basic.
You got to say, wait a second, man. Knowing the history, man, they use the guinea pigs. We still are oppressed in the medical system. We still have low. They even said during pregnancies, it's a larger percentage of so-called black women that die versus Edomites. So that's hatred right there. But now all of a sudden they want to make sure that man, I know your track record. I know about the Tuskegee experiment. Okay? I know about the smallpox. That's how you got to look at the devil. You think he's going to tell you, you shouldn't trust me in this poison I got planned for you because really I want to hit you with this and this and that. Right? I want to do this and this and that. And the evidence came out that they were talking about eliminating the guy gene because in their eyes, you being a spiritual man, you're a radical. So they want to control how your brain operates and what highlights in your brain. So they want everybody to be a dumbed down zombie, a slave.
That's right.
So when he's speaking fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. That is a characteristic of Satan. Right?
When he's speaking fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart, whose hatred is covered by deceit.
He covered his hatred by deceit.
His wickedness shall be shown before the whole congregation.
And that's exactly what happened. Right when Fauci came on the scene, the Most High put the spirit on Judy Makovich and them other people. Let me tell you about this guy, his dirty work, why do you think now out of all times there's a damn plan, I want to say for lack of better words, for all these social media platforms to collectively work together to oppress truth. They call it conspiracy theories. Zuckerberg, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, they work in overtime to suppress footage and videos of actual truth of what's going on. All that's happening right now.
What Bill Gates just say? He said he gonna silence all conspiracy theories, the so-called conspiracy theories out there about him, man.
And all they're doing is bringing up his history.
Yeah.
They say, hey, you remember when Bill Gates went to Africa? When he went over there with shots, guess what happened to these people? Some of them permanently maimed, a lot of them dead, paralyzed, all because of them.
And what Trump said back in 2015 when he was running for office, he said we're gonna have to get with Bill Gates to figure out how we're gonna shut the internet up. He said that back in 2015.
Yeah.
Known that the Lord reserved these devils at the last day to really play the role of the devil. And the way this devil is moving, I pray that the Lord do Bill Gates like he did I always forget the name. In the Maccabees.
Antiochus.
Yep, he spoke proudly. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that.
Sickness.
And the Most High plagued his ass. Cause this nigga got such an infatuation. Blinking?
Yeah.
Damn. This nigga got such an infatuation with the human body and changing the human body. And you already know what he's saying behind closed doors. We're gonna get them niggas. I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna get them to get this shot. I'm gonna get them to get this chip. I'm gonna get them to eat my food, to eat my breast milk. I'm gonna grow these farms and these crops so that we can get them these GMO foods. We gonna control what they get. We gonna knock all these. You already know he's saying that behind closed doors, man. You already know with his Kevin Klein husband. Yeah. Nobody says anything about that.
That's
You're
him.
not gonna bring a camera around me.
That's
I'm gonna
him.
say it. Bill Gates and Kevin Klein. Okay,
That's it.
that's that nigga.
That's it.
That's that nigga, bro.
Hey, pretty soon to even mention anything about Bill Gates or anybody through the spirit, they just gonna hit your video.
Exactly. They doing all that right now.
You say anything about Biden, hit your video. Say anything about Kamala, hit your video.
Yep. They doing all that right now. Excessive censorship.
Yep.
Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like on Twitter and all that, it's a great exodus off of social media.
Yeah.
These right-wing Edomites, they exiting, they leaving because they feel like they've been censored, and they are being censored.
They are.
Yeah.
The fake election, the rigged election, all the truth exposing it, they working overtime because it's beautiful. The Wadi Yabashim. Every time this devil makes a move, he messes up somewhere. The camera maybe just capture a little bit too much information, like the Capitol, prove that the whole thing was fake. Or You know, they forgot they left the mannequin right there, proving to you that wasn't a real body. You know,
Right.
everything that they trying to do is proving like, wait a second, hole here, hole there. There's a flaw here, a flaw there. They fucking up. So their only reaction is, well, we just gonna censor every damn thing, censor every damn thing. That's why that new little channel, like Brand New Tube or something like that, a lot of people going to there.
What it's called?
Brand New Tube. Brand New Tube. A lot of people going to there to post stuff. That's why I see most of the videos at anyway. You gonna say something?
Like the brothers mentioning about how they crack it down on posts, videos.
Yep.
I made a post saying kill all homosexuals. They instantly got taken down. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro.
Posted and then already said so. I'm like, damn.
Bro.
Say kill all.
Yeah, bro, you was asking for it. That brother was asking for it.
But you ain't saying nothing wrong. Shit, you ain't said nothing wrong.
I did a video
Hey,
saying
if you said kill all sodomites, you know,
Right, still jump.
it'll gotta pass.
I made a video said you could spread fear, not hope. They took that down because it's true. You can only spread fear. You can't spread hope. You can't talk about the good news of all this pandemic. You can't talk about the people who recovered. You can't talk about how children are not affected. You know, unless and that school should be. You're not allowed to do that. They're pushing one thing, which is everybody needs to be afraid, and everybody needs to be in a herd mentality. You say anything contrary to that, or you come in with some type of light in the darkness, right? They shut you down. That's just how it is, man. So this is how we know we got the truth, and that lines up with
Still,
that lines up with the famine of the word. The famine of the word is coming, man.
Who said?
Oh, you got that? All right.
No, I had something else.
Okay, that's
But
probably
it's the
last
same
one.
thing. This is Ezekiel chapter 33, and I started at verse 32. And lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that hath a pleasant voice and can play well on an instrument, for they hear thy words, but they do them not. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come, then shall they know that a